Hey guys, so we're going to be playing a new game today. I hope you'll be interested in this, because I, I'm a big fan of this game. Yeah, this game is called Rebel Link Escalation. It is the PC version of the original Rebel Link game on mobile. So of course this one is highly graphically. It's graphically different, let's just say. It's much cooler, it's more detailed, and the gameplay itself, it's really good. There's a lot of strategy involved, and that's what hooked me into this game. So let's quickly get into it. Now, just for a tiny bit of context, since I don't know the full lore of this game, since the only thing I care about is gameplay, really. We're basically going to run an operation where we are going to stabilize a war-torn region, and we can select from different maps here that we can do that have different terrain conditions. So this one here, it says there are limited roads. This one here is set in a desert, and there's a lot of space here, a lot of places where the enemies can be. And the enemies, or the antagonists of this game, are the insurgents. They will be trying to basically ruin our day. I think that's an easy way to describe them. Anyway, for the map, we're just gonna choose the Saffron Fields because it is the easiest to get into. As you can see, it's a very open map, and there's not really many places for the insurgency to spawn here. So let's click on next. So after that, we get a choice of the governor we want to play as. Now, each of these governors has their own pros and cons, but for now, we're just going to pick the civil servant because it's the most vanilla. It's the most vanilla out of all of these. It's sort of the moderate standard. And then we click on next. Then we get to a place where we can select our advisors. These are basically buffs or small buffs we can have for the game, for the game itself, to help us progress and win the game potentially. So these advisor slots pertain to different aspects of the game, such as this one, which focuses on support. The journalist gathers intel on zones faster, but the rest of here pertains to increasing support in zones or making hostile populations become more friendly to us. This one deals with the insurgency, where some of these, I think you could just look into these yourself, but this is really important one. And the purple one is more about the conditions of the game itself. So for instance, we can start the game with more intel, or we could start the game with higher support level, and these will just put more conditions onto the game to make it interesting. This here pertains to our budget and funds and so on. This one pertains to our military units, as you can see, and this one is just for our tech and stuff, right? For tech and stuff. For now, though, we're not gonna choose anything. This is going to be a very vanilla gameplay, and I think for now, since I'm just going to introduce the mechanics of this game, I think it's good that we just do it on normal. So, yeah, we get to also name our operation. Either we can choose our own name, or we can choose a preset name. Let's just scroll through some random names here. Swamp Power. That sounds fun. We will be Operation Swamp Power. It's a go. So once we load in, we get to see the details of the game. So it says here, the invasion is over and combat forces have withdrawn. Despite the initial hopes of change, the region is unstable and the population feels neglected, so it becomes up to us to stabilize the region. We will be responsible for civilian and military initiatives, and so we will do that. First, we have to pick our HQ. As you can see, we can choose a zone in this place to become our HQ or our headquarters. It's ideal that we have a more central space or a space that is close to an important city to defend, like this one here. However, I'd like to take as much space as possible, seeing as these two places are nearby anyway. So I'll place my HQ over here, and also we can respond to threats in these mountains much quicker. So let's place the HQ here, and immediately I'm going to pause the game, because so I can show you a lot of things. So first thing, we do have some initial funds, and here we can go to our operations screen. So let's go through these one by one as we go. So here are the civilian initiatives. These are basically these are the initiatives that will serve the people basically, and the government. These are just for the government, I guess. These are where government-related initiatives would be. So things like intel, anti-corruption, and security. And for the military tab, we're gonna come back to this since, as you can see, it is still locked. However, for now, what we're going to do is, I don't know, let's get some intel on the region, shall we? Because if you notice on the map, there are these grayed out areas here. These parts of the region are places we do not have intel on. So we don't know anything about them, we don't know what they want, we don't know what we don't know what this population is, and so on. All we know is that they're urban, and that's it. We don't know how to deal with them. So of course it's important to get some intel. And of course these areas that are fully colored are places we have intel on. So let's get some intel. And I think we should get more intel, because that's very important. And now we can get on to the civilian initiatives, because we want to serve some people something. So I think we could have some services discussions, you know. We can work with local people to understand their education, healthcare, and water sanitation requirements. Yeah. And for now, we're just gonna give these guys education, because as you can see, these initiatives are fast to roll out. So let's go ahead and fund some of these. And also this literacy drive. All of the education initiatives are fast to roll out, so it's pretty good to have these early on. And I guess that's all that we're gonna do for now. So we'll close out of that, and we'll start the game again. Alright. Just a note, yes, you can pause the game by pressing space, and you can even speed up the game if you want to by pressing the number keys. So that's good to know. For now, we're just gonna play at normal speed, or I guess we put it at 3 speed so everything's fast. So you can notice that over time we are gaining more funds, or that's basically our monthly budget. I guess this is relative, because I don't think anyone would be earning $3 monthly. Anyway, now that we have okay, so as you can see, we're gathering intel here. We're now gathering more information about more places here. And one way we can know what the concerns of the region are is through this region tab. Here we can see more detailed, we can see more about the region, we can grab some information about them, as you can see. However, if we take a look, you can notice some icons on some of these regions, and these labels are basically for region concerns. As you can see, this region here, they want healthcare basically. I guess we can give it to them, sure. We can give them some medical supplies. Alright, and since we have some funds, let's go to the government tab and see if we can do something here. So here's the outreach office, which speeds up the rollout of initiatives. Sounds pretty good. Here is public relations, where we can clearly communicate to significantly increase our support level. We don't have very much, so this isn't gonna do much for us for now. However, the outreach office is important because it's going to help us roll out these initiatives to regions much quicker. And by buying this, you also have access to some government-related tasks that I'll get into eventually. So let's just stabilize here. Let's see what we can do. As you can see, things are going quite swimmingly, if I say so myself. And also, I guess you have noticed this bar at the right here that says 80. This is our reputation bar. This is the reputation of our operation, and it's basically our health bar, so if that reaches 0, we fail. Not much to it. As you can see, we have a surplus of funds. I feel like we should do something about it, yeah. So, I guess one thing I can do is, there's this infrastructure discussions here. I guess I can fund that because it has roads, power, telecoms, and so on. And I'm more interested in the roads because it'll help people, you know, locate around faster. And also it'll help us later on. So I advise you get these relatively early on if you can. And also I'll get highways too. Oh, look at that. So notice this inflation bar here. You notice it's going to increase significantly, and that's because I've been funding far too fast in a single tab. And by increasing inflation, we are increasing the prices of these initiatives, which ends up as a waste of funds. So we have to be a little careful with our spending there. So we're not gonna fund highways for now. Yeah, and that's what the okay. I'll just explain later because we have another important event here. Insurgency rumored. Military initiatives are authorized. So, the antagonists of the story are here. They are about to attack us. Alright, well now we can go into the military tab, and as you can see this is unlocked now. We can deploy our coalition soldiers, which requests temporary deployment of this coalition soldier unit, which is blue. As you can see, they are temporary and they are fast and effective, but they can antagonize the local population, so take note of that. And by funding this, we also get more options, such as a different type of soldier known as the national soldiers. These train very slowly, however they are permanent. Another downside to them is that they are slower and weaker at first. You can make them stronger with upgrades later on though. I think it'll be a good investment to buy into these now, so that we can have more permanent units once the coalition soldiers go. So let's do that. Let's start the game again. Literacy rights or... Okay, so they are attacking us right here. So here are our units, and we can go ahead and drag it to a region where we want to fight them. So we can just place them there, and as you can see, they'll be fighting over there, as you can see. And like another one has come here. And they're really close to the headquarters too. We have to protect that. So let's go ahead and deploy another coalition soldier to deal with that one over there. To deal with this fiend over here. Oh, it looks like they set the camp right here, which is a critical area to defend. Let's go ahead and move our units there. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, we are doing pretty well. We are stabilizing, but I feel like we're not stabilizing as fast as I want to. And also, something is really concerning. So let's first deal with this, and I'll tell you what I mean. Okay, so we'll destroy the camp. I'll of course go ahead and take this unit here, and we're just gonna place them here so we can chase them down, lock them in here. Yeah. Anyway, so you notice this corruption risk that I have been glossing, that I've pretty much ignored up until now. The reason is on this difficulty, it's not really as concerning, but on higher difficulties, this can become a thorn in your side. So that is where the anti-corruption initiatives can come in. If I fund this now, we will our corruption will decrease over time, which means this corruption risk will go down, and so will our corruption, and we would have more support level, because as you can see, corruption is affecting our support level, even if slightly. So we'll get some levels of anti-corruption here, and that should be good. And okay, they have taken that zone over. So when insurgents stay in the zone for long enough, they will take over the zone, they will control the zone, and people will become more hostile to our operation here. So we'll go ahead and fight them off and make sure they flee to the mountains. Make sure they stay there. Okay, they are angry about the culture. Yeah, they are bad. Let's go ahead and move them to ease their anger. Gonna put the national soldier right here. And ooh, look at that. So we gain reputation by stabilizing a zone, and that usually means we stabilize the zone. Okay. Oh, and I see this question mark over here. Whenever you see this, that usually means there's a camp there, so I'm going to go ahead and deal with that. I'm going to deal with this camp over here before it spawns. These camps are the things responsible for spawning these fiends. And okay, as you can see, there are also events in this game that we have to respond to. As you can see, they're proposing a new university. Let's go ahead and approve. Our corruption increases and we spend more than we should, but that's fine. Alright, so I think we have everything under control. Let's check again the region's concerns. And ooh, they have a lot of concerns, especially with healthcare. Alright, and also jobs and water. Alright. Okay, so they are asking for a lot of healthcare, so let's go ahead and have some core healthcare. And also some water, since many people asked for that. Okay. Now let's look into the government, because this support level is much lower than what it seems like right now. So let's look into some of these initiatives, shall we? So here is the PR and Media Office. As you can see, it significantly multiplies existing and future support level. It'll have a higher effect when we have more base support level. And as you can see, we have quite a few. But I feel like we should fund this now, so we can have more support level that way. Also, there's this Universal Justice that, as you can see, significantly increases support level and gains 3 reputation. Sounds pretty good. It'll backfire in some of the choices, but those choices are usually unfavorable anyway, so we can deal with that. So, we are doing pretty much nothing, and as you can see, they have taken the mountains. However, we are going to build a support on most of these other regions, and as you can see, we are eliminating some of their concerns. However, some of them are still very much concerned. So, all right, some of them are wanting development discussions too. Let's go get that, and let's go get I don't know, land rights. These are basically jobs, yeah. And some people in the region here are concerned about it, so let's go give them that. Okay, fight up the insurgents. Okay, some of them are heading this way, so let's go ahead and respond very quickly. And now this is where roads are really helpful, because it can allow units like these to move around faster, so you can respond to these threats much quicker. Okay, I am... Oh, foreign rival supporting insurgents. I need the Foreign Relations Office initiative to choose this. Okay, so let's go get that then, which is this one here. Let's go get that. And also my corruption is veering a little too high, so let's go ahead and get some anti-corruption there. And I guess we can respond to this now. Alright. However, as you can see, our reputation bar, or our health bar rather, is going down really quickly. Let's see what's causing that. Here, in the region tab, you can also notice your reputation and the sources of the loss. And as you can see, lack of stability has been the main cause, and that's for me not really stabilizing too quickly. People kind of get mad if you don't stabilize, or they don't like you for long enough, supposedly. Anyway, let's see. As you saw earlier, the coalition soldiers are about to leave. Let's go get more national soldiers, I suppose. Then we can keep going. I do want more anti-corruption. This corruption could build up to something dangerous. Alright, let's just keep going. 70 reputation, rather, is not really that bad, I'll be honest. As someone who has played the highest difficulty of this game, 70 reputation is actually pretty good. Like, keeping this is pretty good. And as you can see, one of the units are about to leave. Okay, that was timed really well. Now, as much as I don't want these guys to go, so I'd have more units to defend here, I could send them home, or I could extend their time in the region. However, I will lose reputation for doing so. I think I'll do a long extension, just so I have them for much longer. However, I'm gonna lose quite a large bit of reputation there. Okay, looks like I have to go here. Alright. So while that's going, I figure I should strengthen my military presence here, because, you know, we're struggling a little bit. We only have 3 units, and we're dealing with insurgents that can attack us on multiple fronts here. and we have one that's just supporting. So we need more, right? Well, one thing we can get are garrisons, and these are basically barriers where insurgents cannot go towards. So you notice that when we hold on. Ooh, okay. This is a pretty good place actually. I can build the garrison here. So you notice that when we quote-unquote defeat these insurgents, as you can see here, they don't die. They just flee to a zone if they can. Let's just pay the ransom. So if these insurgents are defeated in a battle, they don't just die. Well, some of them will do, but they will just flee to a nearby zone if they can flee there. And they will prefer places that are more secluded, like here. However, if this is blocked off by a unit, a garrison, or our HQ themselves, they will flee the other way. So they don't prefer this part because, first of all, this is not their zone. And I guess that's another one of their priorities too. They prioritize fleeing to their territory, which is pretty good, pretty cool. Now this coalition soldier also wants to go. I kind of don't want them to go actually. Okay, looks like we have to respond to that. And I feel like I would need another long extension here. So you're gonna be doing that a lot. Okay, it is impacting my reputation. That is true. We're just gonna keep watching for these insurgents, you know. Try to stabilize more of the zones, hopefully. And, ooh, they've actually spawned a camp here. That could have been really bad if they spawned more stuff. Right? Oh, and they did exactly that. Okay, that is bad. Alright. It looks like there are not many region concerns, so let's just focus on building up our military here. First, I wanna, deal with more corruption because it's starting to get a little high. And also you notice that national soldiers, when funding them, they do give a lot of corruption, so you gotta be aware of that. Also, let's make our combat let's make our garrison stronger, shall we? Maybe it'll help. Yeah, so these supposedly weak national soldiers are now very much capable. And looks like the insurgents just fell. Okay. I guess they tripped. We have another event here. Okay, we can apply more subtle pressure to the rival country, as you can see. You can just pause to read a lot of the details that are going on since things can get pretty fast-paced. So we now have unofficial contact with insurgent leaders. Either we can try to talk to them, which will not go well, delay them, which will not go well, or we can threaten them to get more reputation. Yeah, cool. We want that. We're slowly building up our reputation here, which is pretty good here. Looks like we're going to get another garrison here. This is another key area I would like to have a garrison on. Alright, so I feel like... Okay, I just need to stabilize these zones though. One thing I can do is to make these soldiers not just sitting ducks waiting for the insurgent to come and destroy them. We can go through this line here in interpreters and guides where, okay, soldiers gather intel quicker and increase local support level. Let's do exactly that. And there's also the human terrain system, which makes coalition soldiers more friendly to the local population. They'll actually be helpful now. And also civil assistance, in which soldiers will help out roll out initiatives. So let's do exactly that. And speaking of initiatives, let's fund some of those to increase our support. Telecoms, looks like they give a ton of support. Let's do that. And we can give more things to like healthcare or more education or electricity, which also speeds up the deployment of initiatives somehow. Let's do exactly that, shall we? We can repair neglected power infrastructure. Let's do exactly that. And now, as you can see, some of these soldiers will start working to, roll out the initiatives there. Refugee crisis predicted. Let us prepare some land for them. Alright, that increases corruption or whatever. Nothing too bad there. As you can see, when they're not fighting, some of these soldiers will start helping out with initiatives. In which case, we can actually put a soldier here, and they will help with initiatives. As you can see, they're working. Gonna help speed that up quite a bit. So that means these soldiers can help fight off the insurgents while also helping us rebuild some initiatives. I'm gonna start pushing actually, and go ahead and put this coalition soldier here, and then put this national soldier here to support from behind, so that we can start fighting in this region here. And as you can see, we are struggling a little bit. This is a very tough place to fight, especially since we don't have intel. So, alright, we have contact reestablished. I'll just threaten them again. And in this one here, we run to a large budget surplus. Yeah, we have too much money. That's crazy. Let's further increase. We can either increase our support with our money or increase national soldier strength. I think I'll do the latter though, so that these guys are extra strong since this one is about to get replaced. It looks like we're gonna have some slight issues if they do get replaced. So I'm just gonna wait and see if it can finish them off. Looks like that's a no. That is unfortunate. However, I guess a remedy to that would be to get another coalition soldier. I'm also gonna get the final national soldier here, so that we can have more units. So as you can see, this is a problem. Alright. So this is technically counts as us fleeing from battle, and as you can see, we're gonna lose reputation by being cowards. Alright. And this one is about to go as well. Let's go ahead and send you home. We're just gonna have to use our national soldiers here to move around. Subtle pressure. Okay. And as you can see, this place, they're trying to build up services, but since this is an insurgent control zone, they cannot. And since there are no insurgents in this zone, I guess you can go ahead and try to build up something over there. Yeah, there we go. And looks like we get garrisons on a place we've already kind of secured. Okay, let's just put that there. Just because having garrisons are nice. You know, we can either threaten them again, or now that they're not gonna refuse our talks because they feel surrounded, we can try to talk to them for a peace deal. And the peace deal, well, when we accept that, it's going to basically be game over. Like, we win. Yeah. So, there are gonna be these prompts during the peace deal. A key theme in peace negotiations is how an amnesty with the insurgents would work. I suggest you just throw them all under the bus, because I swear, they have done many wrongs, and I feel that the treatment to them is very much well-deserved. Look at that, they're destroying our intel. Alright. Hand in all your weapons. And looks like we run into a large budget surplus again. This time I think we should increase our support, because we're just gonna start finishing off the stabilization of the rest of these zones. Looks like this national soldier is having a little trouble here. Insurgents are banned, yeah, from political participation, that is. Alright, looks like this national soldier is having some trouble, so we need to obviously help him out here. So we're gonna go to this operation screen into the military tab. There are some things we can use here, such as the surveillance drones and the airstrikes. So we should fund the drones for extra intel and stuff, and the combat sensors, of course, to increase their strength, as you can see, and also airstrikes. This will help thin out the insurgent numbers. Alright, as you can see, they are very effective. The insurgents are scrambling, but okay, we are still having issues there. Alright. Let's see. Are we good? I guess we can put the unit here, so we can fight that place. We are still having major issues. Oh wait, are we winning? It looks like it. Oh, we've dealt with them. Okay. The only way those insurgents can go down is, of course, if they're surrounded by units, garrisons, and so on, and they are overwhelmed. Yes, this part of the map is a wall. They cannot flee this way, for some reason. There we go. Now, the insurgents are goners. They are now gone. Oh, and at the same time, the peace deal has now been completed. A potential peace agreement is ready to be presented to the leadership on both sides. We could either agree to it to win now. However, this may reduce our reputation if there is any insurgent presence. We can demand concessions to, well, maybe talk some other things out, or we could just reject the deal entirely. Yeah. But look at that. They're going to hash something out really quickly since these insurgents are very much defeated. Yeah, we can increase our port level further if we really wanted to. And look at that. Peace negotiations are complete again. We can reject the deal again if we really wanted to, but what's the point of wasting time? We can agree to the peace deal now, seeing as there is no insurgent presence. And as you can see, no drawbacks. And now the game is won. So, there you go. Okay. So, of course, there is a lot more to this game than what I've showed here, and I encourage all of you to, well, look into that, because it's genuinely really fun. So, okay, we can check our thing here. So, as you can see, 5 stars, normal difficulty, 151 reputation, and here is the governor I used, and here would be the advisors I used, but because I didn't use any, nothing will show here. So there you go, we can either go to the next level or we can play it again. But anyway, as you can see, it's a very cool game in my opinion, and seeing as I didn't go into much detail about a lot that goes on in this game, I encourage you again to check it out. But of course, with this, this is actually an introductory video, because I'm going to be doing a series where I will be doing every single one of these maps. Yeah, with every single one of these maps, with every single governor here on the highest difficulty, which is Mega Brutal, so signified by this. I can show you what Mega Brutal looks like here, as you can see. Yeah, it's here. You tap on Brutal difficulty and then tap on this red little thing. Yeah, Mega Brutal. It's the insane difficulty in this game. So, till next time, I suppose. I'll get to that eventually. Anyway, I think that's all that I have actually. So, peace out, I guess.